Hi, you guys. Ginger Cook here with Acrylic Painting Monday. And this Monday for the next 8 Mondays, regardless when you watch it, for the month of April and part of June, we are going to be.
It's April and May.
All right, start again.
I mean, you totally forget June. I mean, you went from April to June. Ready?
Yeah.
1 week in April, rest in May.
There's not any in June?
One. I think we have 1 in April, 1 in June. But it's May. It's the May flowers.
Okay.
Here we go. Take 43.
Hi, you guys. Ginger Cook here with Acrylic Painting Monday. I'm so excited to bring you our series of May flowers. You remember the old saying, May flowers bring April showers. We thought that for 8 videos, we would give you a different flower, 8 by 8, every week for 8 times, and you would have a chance to really make a collection of paintings on 8 by 8 canvas. And so we're going to show this introduction over and over again because for everyone, but you want to collect and paint all 4, and our traceable for these will be available when each of the flowers is released every week. We're releasing a different one, and you'll find that on our website is paintingwithginger.com if you're an orange member or above. So John, let me show the guys these flowers. Wait till you see them. All right, so there's actually 8, and we designed these so they would fit in this shadow box frame. And what's cool about this is a new frame that we found from ampersand, and you see these little holes that are drilled. Well, what's neat is that this is designed, when you flip it over, that it comes with all the hardware, the screws and everything, and you just screw your painting on there, and it even comes with the wire to hang it and everything. And these were the same price as everybody else's 8 by 8 frames. Jerry's Artorama carries these Cheap Joe's, and they come in about 4 different colors. We bought 2. We bought a black one, and this is called Walnut. But you can see that we have these marvelous flower portraits. We've got like I said, 8 different flowers. And I'm telling you, these are so way cool. And then just look at our iris. Check out our, help me out with this, John. Which one is this?
It's a pink flower.
No, but there's a whole history behind this flower. You'll have to watch the video to find, some of you may recognize it. It's a very famous flower in Japan. I'm going to show you that. I love these ones with our artist flowers. I mean, there's 8 different videos, and they will be released for 8 times in a row, for 8 weeks in a row. We'll be releasing these last week in April, and then running all the way through May. And I think the last one is our cactus flower, is in June. I don't know the order that we're releasing them, so I can't remember. But as we release them, we'll be telling you a little bit of some about where we think we are in the world when we are releasing these. But don't you just want to collect and paint all 8? And I'll tell you what, these are, I think, probably some of the best things we have released on YouTube in a long time, and particularly because you have a collection of something, and that's what I think is so important, is have a collection that you can, put all paintings, all 8 on the wall, or take them to an art show, or give them as gifts. And I recommend that you frame them. You don't have to, buy these frames. We don't care, but I'm just saying we particularly like them. One of the reasons we like these is regardless of whether you've got a thin canvas like this or a canvas board, they come with these little blocks. So if you had just a thin board, you would put the little blocks in here and then fasten the pictures. So all your pictures, regardless of whether you had a little flat canvas or big one like this, they all would be the same height. That this is so clever. I love the fact that you don't have to go searching for hardware. Everything's in the package, and those are ampersand, and they're the new deep square frames. I think they come in a bunch of different sizes. But anyway, we got these for this series. I hope that you will join us in our quest for finding more May flowers. Just keep playing things around here for you. I mean, is this not fun or what? Look at that. How fun is this? collect and paint all 8. And we hope you will be as excited about this series as we are, because I know you're going to be. All right, you guys, so you saw how, you know what this painting looks like, because we showed you all the pictures at the beginning of the whole set, but I am still imagining what it's going to look like. So I've just sketched it on my canvas, and I know that because it's going to have predominantly yellow, the first thing I'm going to want, did you give me clean water, John? You didn't.
Oh.
So while John's getting me clean water, I'm going to take some cad yellow light, right? And I'm going to paint this flower that color, and just do that. And that's a simple enough thing to do. It will just, cad yellow light is a color you can't mix by adding white to cad yellow medium. We have a series of color videos on YouTube. One is called Adventures in Yellow, and back when I was working and teaching at Jerry's Artorama in Houston, they gave me all their yellow paint from Matisse and let me just play and see what all those colors did. And I came to the conclusion the only two colors I really wanted at that time were probably cadmium yellow medium is what I would have to have. And cad yellow light's nice, marigold's lovely, and of course, um, um, yellow oxide is a good color to have too. All right, but just you can see how I just wanted to make sure that that's very light. Now, if I go into some white paint up here, I can lighten this even more, because I can lighten this color a lot just by using white on top of that. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Just do a little color mixing on part of this, like that, while it's still wet. Just not all of it, just a little bit. I'll add a little bit of the white paint, the titanium, okay? Okay, like that. Just add a little bit. So a lot of times nothing is ever just kind of one color. It can be, but generally we just don't want it. I think you're going to get this painting easily. It's going to be, I think this will be a fairly fast one if you're painting the complete set, which I certainly hope you are. I think this will be one of this little, I predict this will be a fast, easy one for you. How's that? Yes and yes? So we would say that to be true. We'll take this and paint these leaves out here. Just, these are going to be some green leaves, but we'll kind of put those in now anyway.
Throw them off with a little yellow?
Yeah, just put them in anyway, because why not? Because they're sort of kind of random leaves. Nothing too crazy on us, just something like that. So those are our main shapes. Then we're going to have something coming up here like this. So ideally speaking, what I want to do now is just dry it, and then what we'll do is we'll paint the background and then come back and finish the flower. So then we're going to do it a little bit different than we've done the others. All right?
Well, that sounds like a way to go.
So I want to give the impression, all right? I want to give the impression that we're in the rain. So we're going to start off with, we just are doing the same colors we used last week. So I didn't see any reason in throwing those colors out and putting out new ones when using the same paint colors. That seemed a little wasteful. So somewhere here, all right, here's some phthalo green, okay? All right, we're going to do that, and I want to make sure we have some cad red outer. Let's see, some sort of cad red we want. Just, John, it's just amazing to me that we just, I went through every color 2 seconds ago, every color.
And they're disappearing.
And here we go. All right, don't panic. Here we go, you guys. Here's some red. All right, so why would we want red? Because red will darken the green. Purple will too, because purple is red and blue. So all these little color tricks, right?
Controlling your color.
So we're going to start with some dazzling purple and a little bit of magenta and a little bit of phthalo green. All right, that's a pretty nice deep color. And we're going to kind of cut around our flower like this. I know this is so radical, isn't it?
It is for you.
All right.
Something a little different. Basically, another way to paint.
This is a 5/8" brush.
That's a Bristol-on angle, 5/8 inch.
There's a little more phthalo green.
Kind of Ginger's go-to brushes are the angles.
I like them, and and again, I want to suggest that you don't skimp on the brushes and say, "Well, I'll just buy a cheap one. It doesn't matter." Boy, it does matter. Your tools are everything. A good chef will, just carry his knives from job to job because they are part of his tools, and your brushes are the same idea, and take care of them, and they wear out, and that's just the cost of doing business. You can take some care of them by sanding your canvases. Okay. A little bit of phthalo blue. All right, so now I'm going to just come up around this one. Got a little more purple down here than I wanted, but this is just our first layer of color. So what we had to do here was just make sure we were happy. Now I'm going to take some zinc white. That's all this is zinc white. And I'm going to come up here like this and just going to
a lot of colors in the back.
Just blend that in, zinc white, like that. And then come up here, and this has to blend in with this. Just see what I mean? That all has to blend in here. That's a lot of paint on the brush. So and this will take 2 coats of whatever we're doing. Okay? To get a smooth transition here going, this will take 2 coats. So we're just gonna do something like this, and dry it, and then do it again, because you have to have something for the acrylic to kind of grab onto. So if this is where you left your underpainting and said, "Ginger, it didn't work," yeah, because you didn't do it twice, did you? Thought, I'll just be careful, I'll just won't. All right, I'll just so be careful, and I won't do it twice. Okay, so again, these are the kind of things where, drawing stuff like this makes a difference. Really does, you guys.
All the difference in the world.
All right, I'm going to dry that. All right, so you see how you can see the canvas through it, and you can see that's just a mess. And that's all right. We're going to take, this is one of these brushes Cinnamon carries. They're the Raphael number 8s.
Be sure to check out her new store. Link will be in the description.
Yeah, check out the new store, because that's really something. All right, so we sort of want kind of a light blue-green color. I want to come up here like this, making circles, and take a little bit of white paint like that, a little bit of titanium white like this. And we started to do this and didn't, but you want your white paper towel next to you so that you can wipe the paint off your brush like this if you have too much color on it. All right, so you see how I've got too much paint right there, and then I'll wipe the brush off, make circles. I'm going to say that I'm going to start pulling this down like this. I want to suggest that it's raining. See that? And that's how downward strokes are going to suggest that it's raining. All right. And also we're going to vary the colors of the greens. Let's see, one more of a blue-green. And we're going to say that it's raining like this. Everything's out of focus. See what I'm doing there? Barely touching this now. Okay, now this is important how you do this. Put some paint on up here like that and pull it down. That's the zinc white. Brush is dirty, so it's going to tint it a little bit. Pull and lift up. And we're going to create a rainy day by making everything slightly out of focus in the background.
And having the brush stroke going down, up and down.
Yep.
Vertical. That's going to be key to pull off this illusion.
Exactly, and it is an illusion. You know, 3D dimension is illusion. Somebody asked the other day at a video pack, how do you find the vanishing point? And what is a vanishing point? Well, a vanishing point is where your perspective lines meet in a landscape or a seascape or interior. Interior scene, doesn't really matter. Whatever you're painting, that probably would be a vanishing point on this, but there certainly would be in a landscape or a building with something with buildings. There would be that. And so where do you find the vanishing point? Well, that's where your reference photos come in. Or as an artist, you can say, I want this to be my vanishing point, and then you would have to paint your buildings accordingly, so that would work out. And so you have to know a little bit about perspective. You can't start winging paintings on your own. So I'll just make stuff up. I don't care. Then, it doesn't matter. Because you know what? It does matter.
Because your viewer is going to detect that something's not quite
well, something
right.
beyond. It doesn't matter how well you can paint a barn or how well you can paint some flowers or how well you can paint trees. If you get the perspective wrong, it will, if you get the cow is too big for the pasture. I mean, I see so many mistakes that people do because people post their pictures all the time in our Facebook club, and I see all the time where people will say, "Oh, I just made this up. It's so neat. It didn't really matter. I just made it up." Well, it kind of matters. To me, it matters. And then there's the great debate about, interesting what you guys think about this, there's the great debate about whether any old thing you paint is okay, because after all, it's your artistic genius and who cares? Well, I mean, it's therapy, okay? They actually have people, art can be definitely therapy, but, as a professional artist for years, for me, it really matters. And I guess it's the great debate, For instance, Jackson Pollock was a abstract artist. He used to take paint and throw it off the top of his garage onto a piece of masonite or canvas, and then he'd take a saw. I think it was masonite, because he'd take a saw and he would then cut up the design. But he actually could recognize a good design in all of that. There was thought behind the throwing of the paint. It just, everybody said, oh, any 2-year-old can throw paint. Not really, not the way he did it,
Yeah, they can throw it, but they're not going to create art.
You've got to recognize what makes really impressive art, and his paintings, they were balanced with what he was painting. They definitely were balanced, and design-wise, that they had a focal point, they had lights and darks, they had all that stuff, and so it's all right not to like it. That's a personal choice. Well, I just don't like that kind of artwork. That's okay. I don't think anybody would fault you if you just didn't like it, and you say, okay, I just paint what you want, and I don't like it. Not everybody likes flowers, and we do it not because I'm so mad about painting flowers, as the fact that you guys like to paint flowers, and we try to accommodate it. Our job is to teach acrylic painting. That's what we do, is we teach you how to do stuff. And you want to learn to do this. If people wanted to learn to do portraits, so we have a whole group on our paintings now for our Purple members on how to do, painting portraits and painting people in landscapes and all that stuff. Okay? So just softly layering this. Too much paint, wipe it off. Just the side of my brush, barely touch it. See how I'm layering in these colors? The edges sort of blur together. All right. What can we do here with this one? I could wet the brush because I've had 2 layers of paint on it. We'll make a damp brush. Then take this edge here and soften it. See? Like that.
Give the blurry, rainy day.
Yeah, everything's got to be blurry and kind of out of focus. All right. So far so good. Yes and yes?
So far.
All right, so let's dry that so that the green paint doesn't get into our flowers.
Let's do that. And why don't we take a look at some of our upcoming lessons?
Experience a truly unique and personalized approach to learning with our Academy of Fine Art and Acrylic Painting, where we offer an array of distinctive features tailored to meet the individual needs of each artist. Among our most sought-after offerings is personal art coaching, provided by none other than the esteemed master artist Ginger Cook. Students can easily email photos of their artwork, either in progress or completed, and receive invaluable feedback and suggestions from Ginger herself. This one-on-one guidance enables our students to refine their skills and elevate their artistic abilities. Our Academy goes above and beyond by providing personalized short videos known as video packs, where students can send in their own unique artwork from personal references and photos for expert suggestions and guidance. This tailored support ensures that every artist can grow and excel in their preferred style and subject matter. Staying current and up to date, our Academy library is continuously updated with new releases that reflect the trending paintings and subjects that our students are eager to learn. In 2023, we've expanded our course offerings to include portraits, people, and more painting design instruction, especially for our Purple members. Our diverse range of subjects spans from classic art tutorials featuring world-famous artists like Van Gogh and Renoir to contemporary trends in decor and themes. All styles of art are encompassed within our Academy, including photorealism, impressionism, romanticism, and stylized art. Each student is made to feel special with our one-on-one personal art coaching available at red, purple, and blue membership levels, starting at under $50 a month. There's no doubt that our Academy of Fine Art and Acrylic Painting stands out as the most unique art school on the internet. Don't miss the opportunity to become a part of our artistic community and elevate your talents with our unparalleled guidance and support by visiting paintingwithginger.com.
I've got to go get something. Oh, come on.
So there's a pause in the action.
Pause the action. How do you like it so far?
Well, when it comes to a yellow blob, you are the queen of yellow blobs,
You
babe.
didn't like my background? You don't have the discernment for that?
Oh, I love the background. I don't think that's a subject, so is it?
Okay.
No, these.
Just let me just talk. Never mind, I'm just talking. Yes, I'm just talking. All right? So let me just do my thing.
I'm gonna let you do your thing. I just gotta know what we're doing.
I'm doing my thing here, so just chill. Chill, I'm doing my thing.
My thing.
Okay.
We're back.
Yeah. All right, so one of the lessons that we're releasing in May is this in our academy is these flowers and mason jars. And we thought if you let's see, when was it? What are we in March? February, late February on YouTube, we released this tutorial on a mason jar, on how to paint a mason jar, and that was one of the most successful tutorials that we have had this year. There are a lot of views on that, so if you like that, I think you might want to just pop over and come over to painting with acrylic painting with Ginger. Or
Okay, we have
we have
paintingwithginger.com,
paintingwithginger.com.
acrylicpaintingwithgingercook.com. Comes to the same website. I
Yeah.
feel that Painting with Ginger was a lot easier for people to remember.
Okay, so we got Painting with Ginger. Come on over and catch this lesson. It's we also have that as a downloadable. Now, conversely, we're talking about in our upcoming lessons for this month, and I don't know which order they're being released. In May, we know for sure that this pansy painting will be released in our painting and beautiful palette knife work on the background and on the pot. We've got that one. And then I told you we're doing a lot of people for our purple membership. And we've got Gramps and Grady.
Gramps and Grady.
Gramps and Grady. We think that that's a really neat tutorial. And again, you need to be, if you're a red member, you might want to upgrade to purple and really get in on the action for all the portraits and people we're doing in paintings these days, okay? And then I want to show you this one.
Wait, there's still more.
Because we want to say this flower is going to be in the rain when we're finished. Also, we released in March, I think it was. Was it March? Yeah, March or April. This I think was April, right?
It's April. I think
Yeah.
it's April.
So
Well, it should be released by now, whatever it is.
No, it'll be released. I think it was April showers is when we released it. This picnic in the rain. So there's a lot of, if you like that kind of something that, a painting that says just a little more than it's a flower, it's a little something else that happened. This is a neat tutorial again in the Academy, paintingwithginger.com. These are some things we'd love you to check out, and I think you might really enjoy painting them.
Telling more of a story.
Yes. All right. So this has had a chance to dry, and now, one of the things that I can do now is maybe work a little bit on these with a small brush. These green leaves. So I'm going to take some white paint and some phthalo green and a little phthalo blue and white and make a little sort of a. Let's see. I think I could come up here maybe somehow like this and mix this color I want. I want sort of a blue-green color. There you go. So I want to come up here like this and say that this is a leaf shape here. Oh, no, I just didn't even get close with my yellow on that. That's all right.
It's acrylic. Easy to work with.
Yeah, so there we go. I'm saying that that's going to be this leaf right here. Then I've got another one over here. It's got a. This is interesting how I decided these shapes were. Okay. So we're going to say there's another leaf right here. Sometimes that can make a difference to how you're painting something. I don't think you would have had to put yellow here. I did. But
You think you had just gone over the white?
I think I could have just gone over the white. I don't think I needed the yellow. But that's all right. I put the yellow, so
It certainly didn't hurt you.
it didn't hurt, I'm just gonna go outside the lines a little bit, so I'm gonna put a little white with my blue here. So go ahead and make that transition like that, and I'm gonna say those are my leaves there, and I've got something else happening up here, but I can't put that in quite yet. I can darken some of these little leaves right here like that, and that's part of the leaf, and like that, just while it's still wet. A little phthalo green, just come up this way and suggest that there's something a little darker right there. But that's about, all I can really do with that. So, we're going a different, let's change brushes now, because we're going to go into the yellows. And if you're going to do that and you've been using your yellow to mix green, then you need a new spot for your yellow. I'm going to just come up on, I'm going to come up on, I don't think you can see it, but I'm coming up on here like that with that. And I'm going to take a little bit of the cadmium orange and this yellow. And I want to say that this flower here has got this beautiful orange color to it, very pale orange, which is tricky to get over any other color but yellow. So I'm going to just say I want this to be a little lighter on this edge. I'm just going to just very gently color this.
Scrub some colors in.
Yeah, just scrub some colors into it. I know that I want this to be up this way. I'm going to take a little bit of this cadmium orange and come up this high with it. Then take a little bit of this yellow here and add a little bit of color to this. Then up here like that, we want a bit of cad red too, I think, and yellow. We're going to say that there's that bud right there. All right, now there's some things I would like that to be a little bit darker. Like for instance, I know that I'd like the center of this to be darker, so I could. That's a lot. That's the cad red here. Okay, so I don't want to get too into that. See how that is more than I want. So what I want to do is just pick that up. Now how you do that is you just put a little water on your brush, wipe it, and then erase. See what I'm doing?
Taking it away.
Just, I want a dark line there, but I didn't want all of that color. I'm just erasing it. And I want a little bit of this color here coming this way. I want to bring this in around like that. I'm going to reshape this petal. So this is going to come like this and like that. Okay, so you see as I keep working this, now my brush is wet, so I'm going to narrow that line down. See, I'm going to barely see that line. All right, now where's a round brush? Let's try one of these. Okay, this is an Art Sherpa brush, Raphael, number 43593.
It's one of those half moons.
Mm-hmm.
I should be able to find those brushes in the Art Sherpa store. It's open. The link is in the description.
Rinse, wipe, swipe. This only works if your paint is still wet. So we're making these little spots on it, like it might be raining. I want a different orange. Let's put some cadmium orange right here. That's golden cadmium orange. Okay. I'm going to come up here like this and just suggest this is an interesting technique. I don't think we've talked about the lift technique on
Not on YouTube.
on YouTube, where you can just lift a color by just using water. Rinse, wipe, swipe, and you can erase things, but what we're doing is we're lifting colors with that too and making sort of a interesting pattern on the flower. Something a little different. And this is a very stiff brush because now you could use rubbing alcohol would lift it if it dried too fast. You could come in with a little brush and rubbing alcohol would lift that. But it has an interesting effect, doesn't it? Rinse, wipe, swipe. Now I've got a little rubbing alcohol somewhere, don't I? Did you take it away?
Took it away.
Oh man, I can't. Nothing ever stays, right? What is this? Are you sure you took it back?
I took it back. I get it for a second. 1 second.
Okay, I just want you to see how rubbing alcohol works, because it does. Probably it's a little bit easier even than this.
Then I can take it all away.
Because sometimes you can take it right out to the white canvas. You have to make sure everything's dry. I have to keep working here, you guys, because this is dried on me and I can't have it drying. Just put it in a little thimble or something. Just something small. Just pour it in something. Yeah, so we just... Okay, so now I've got some rubbing alcohol on my brush and I want something light right there. So that's going to pull that right up. See that? See how that worked? So that's certainly a way to do it. If you're saying that I wanted this to be a little lighter on this edge of this flower right in here, can just pick it up a little bit like that. You could even do it on this flower here if I wanted to lighten this up. I didn't want this got a little dark on me, so I could take this whole thing off. I mean, I could paint over this too, but I can also just take it off. Look at that. I can take that paint right off of there.
No, that's one that had been dried.
Yeah, so I'm just going to wipe that right off because I want a different color there. All right. So that's something you can do. Now what we're going to do here is then take like a Kleenex or something with some water. And I want to make sure I get the rubbing alcohol off. So I'll just dampen this like that. Right? Just do that. Now I'm going to dry this and keep glazing. All right, let's move this out of the way. So if I take a soft, like a ruby satin silver brush and say water, let's just say I'm putting just need a little bit of water in that cup, and then like this, I can come in here like this and say I want to glaze this flower. It's just water now. And maybe I want it a little bit darker in the center. You can do that if you don't want to use too much paint. You can always add paint, because since I'm just doing something a little darker in here, in my center, I'm going to come out from this like this. Okay. That's just a little cad red. Okay. So I'm going to say that's my center. I'm going to take a little purple paint, come up here like that. I want something a little bit darker here, like that, over this side. And then maybe take a little bit of cad orange and yellow, mix a color, just maybe a little bit more of an orange color. And I'm going to come out here on the edges of this flower here and maybe make a little bit more defined edge. Okay, it's one thing I can do. Going to smooth that out right there. So as I keep adding layers to this, all right, I'm looking to try to get an interesting effect with all these kind of these fun little outlines that we're doing with the flower and the water spots and all of that, because I want it to look like it's raining. So now I'm going to just erase that right there. Remember, you erase anything, rinse, wipe, swipe, yes? So I'll take a little white paint here and say I want to expand this flower out. Now notice the white paint was blue because I've been using this paint for something else. So it's not the color I wanted, but I don't hate it. How's that? Try some white that doesn't look too contaminated. Let's come over here like this and reshape this flower. Try some marigold. That's a very translucent color. All right, so there we go. That looks good. Cadmium yellow is an interesting color in that you can brighten up something with it, but it generally is happier over white paint. So let's see, I want to just redo this edge right here on this flower. And I'd like to take some dark green and come in here and separate these two petals here like that. All right, so that was an important one, yes. Just separate those. This is a pretty easy flower to paint. I don't think there's a lot to it, personally. I don't think you can. Where is our titanium white? I got some new one out, and I think I want to put some right above me that doesn't have anybody else's paint in it. So right up here above where you're kind of off camera, you can't really see it. I'm sorry, but I've got some white up there that's clean white that doesn't have any other greens or any weird things in it. Does that make sense? So I can do that. All right, and as long as I'm doing that, I'm going to come down here on this leaf, and I'm going to say that there's some light, kind of a glazy thing over the leaf here, like that, and on the other one too. Just kind of a thin coat of mist on this leaf. Because why? Because it's raining, and we're trying to say it's raining, so this is why we're doing that. All right, so what other oranges did I have? I think I have another orange color here. What is this? Luminous orange. That's too bright, I think.
Too bright for a rainy day.
Yeah, it's too bright for a rainy day. There's a color called Cad Orange Light, and we're going to put that out. It's another color, brighter color, and I want that. Let's put that right there. That's a nice bright orange. And if I put some white with it, let's see, what would we get? Maybe a little yellow. How about just yellow and that color, not white? Let's try that. Mostly yellow with a tiny bit of that color in it. Let's try that. Do we get a good orange with that? You know, it's a part of your red family, so you have to kind of watch that. All right, so I want to say that there's this petal up here, this nice little edge of this flower right here, doing that. And we're doing, there we go. Sometimes just yellow over the orange will make another color. See what I mean? Just yellow over the red will then change the red a little bit too. So we'll experiment with that because we want it more dark in the center. And then I've got this, and then I've got this right here. Well, we will dry, okay? Now, since we've changed brushes here for a minute and use a bit of a softer brush, I guess. I've got some zinc white over here that I don't think I've contaminated completely. And I want to try that on my leaf up here, under here like this. Then maybe some dark green for some contrast under this. Okay, like that. A little bit of contrast. Never hurts to have contrast. We'll just paint this leaf a little bit like that. Again, we're not trying to be too precise. We're just trying to suggest something here. We'll come closer in like that and make that leaf a little smaller. And I want to do the same thing here like that. Just bring this shape in. You can always shape a leaf, you know, just by carving it out with some dark color. Okay, see how we got those nice shapes now? Didn't have to do much, no? White, I know I'm going to want a little ball down here like this, a little bell-shaped thing. So I'm going to go ahead and paint my white, kind of like a little teardrop shape, and one right here. And it's kind of balled on the end here like that. All right. We're going to come up and around, and then through here like that. Okay? And we've got a nice stem like that coming through here like that. Yes and yes? Okay. Maybe we had a stem. Yeah, pretty happy. We got a stem coming like that. All right, so that has to dry before we can do much. We probably could put, no, this all has to dry. But what could we do? We could take a little magenta, maybe, and say that we wanted a dark color right here to separate these. That looks kind of cool, yeah. Pull and lift up, okay? And let's pull, say something that's a little darker right in here. Put a little green with that. And I think we're pretty good. We're all pretty good here. We could do, while we're waiting for that, I'll tell you what, we can do some drops. Let's try some white paint. Didn't have any trouble doing this because we'll just try a few water droplets here too. What do you guys think? Okay, that just sort of starts it off. And this is the wrong brush. Let me just throw that one away.
Oh,
We've gotten, it's so out, it's so worn out, it can't paint anything anymore. That's what I'm talking about when your brushes wear out.
just throw them out.
Yeah, don't keep them. At that point,
forever.
they're gone. You've got to be willing to just say, okay, it's gone. We'll just start with these. I'm just sort of killing a little time while this dries. Because in order to get this light enough, I have to have a couple coats of paint here.
Now you're painting another color over those, right?
Yeah, that they have to be white first because I'm going to yellows and greens. And I didn't want to have to paint around those when I was doing the background. That would be dumb. So this is why we're doing it like this. Okay. All right. Now let's dry that, and then we'll just keep. We'll keep going. That's all I can tell you is we'll keep going, you guys. Introducing the Karen Little Scholarship Fund, a unique and heartwarming initiative that aims to support talented artists facing financial difficulties. Established by the Academy of Fine Art and Acrylic Painting, this special scholarship program is designed to offer a helping hand to aspiring artists who dream of becoming a part of our leading-edge online art school but are held back by financial constraints. At the heart of the Karen Little Scholarship Fund is a commitment to match every dollar donated, thereby doubling the impact of each contribution. The funds raised through this program are utilized to provide scholarships to deserving artists, enabling them to unlock their full potential and pursue their passion for acrylic painting. The benefits of participating in an art program such as acrylic painting are manifold. Engaging in the creative process can have a profoundly positive effect on mental well-being. It allows individuals to express their emotions, relieve stress, and foster a sense of accomplishment. In addition, art programs foster social interactions by providing a platform for artists to connect with like-minded peers, exchange ideas, and receive invaluable feedback. To express our gratitude to the generous donors supporting the Karen Little Scholarship Fund, we offer a chance to win original paintings by the renowned artist Ginger Cook. For every $25 donated during the quarter, contributors will receive a ticket that is placed in a fish bowl. At the end of each quarter, we draw 4 tickets, announcing the lucky winners of these exquisite masterpieces. By donating to the Karen Little Scholarship Fund, you not only stand a chance to bring a Ginger Cook original painting into your life, but you also make a meaningful impact on the lives of struggling artists. Through your contributions, you empower them to overcome financial barriers, immerse themselves in the enriching world of acrylic painting, and contribute their unique perspectives to the vibrant artistic community. Join us in fostering a culture of creativity, inclusivity, and artistic excellence by supporting the Karen Little Scholarship Fund today. Please note that the Academy of Fine Art and Acrylic Painting, including the Karen Little Scholarship Fund, is not a registered 501(c)(3) organization under the United States Internal Revenue Code. Consequently, any donations made to the Karen Little Scholarship Fund or the Academy are not tax deductible for federal income tax purposes. We sincerely appreciate your support and generosity in helping aspiring artists achieve their dreams through our scholarship program. Drawing rules: to participate, you must be 18 years of age or older. Regional rules and conditions apply. Void where prohibited. Disclaimer: the scholarship drawing is not affiliated with YouTube or any Google products in any way at all.
Looking good. Got a good start on it, that's for sure.
We do. We do have a good start on it. It's just, I think that what it gets sort of lost with people a little bit is what you have to do to make something like this happen and people get in a hurry.
You got to drive through the ugly stage.
Yeah. And
that's hard for a lot of people. They think they've got garbage and they don't realize, well, that's what it goes through before it gets beautiful.
I know, John, it's a shame really, but that's what people do.
Yep, they give up.
Yeah, they do.
Could you slide up just a skoshi?
Yeah, oh no. Here, let's move that up. I just almost got the paint in the other palette. Okay, so I got a palette above me, you can't see it. All right, so I want a sort of a light. Here's some cad red light. I'm going to come up here like that and paint that flower. And do a little bit of zinc white with it up here like that. Just partly. And this other thing has to be green. I don't know if the bottom part needs to be green. But you have to be careful because you're going over red. Okay, and then it gets a purple down the center here like that. All right, so there's this bud thing.
A bud thing?
Bud thingy. Here's some yellow.
This bud tree thing.
Yeah. All right, so there's that, right? Now let's take some green, more of an olive green, light though, and let's paint our stem. Okay, so we need a really light color right here and here. Then we want some white back here this little bulb part of the all right, so that's those guys. Then we want something dark. One little shadow colors here, like that. For the stem. All right, as long as we're in those light, really light, almost white green colors. Let's paint our water droplets. Do we have any over here? Yeah. Remember, there's a light and a dark side to everything. It can't just be a green stem, yes? So just this one color stuff that, you know, I see people do it. They'll just do one color and then just quit. All right? And we don't want to do that. Okay, so let's see, what would be a white, and I think white and magenta and orange might make a nice color. Just needed that lighter. Okay, up there. All right. So now almost there, not quite. Hang in there with us. We want a little bit darker green on the top of this, one like that. Not purple, but darker green. But not that darker green, just sort of slightly darker than what we had. Okay. That's a little darker than I wanted. So they just almost have a dark green, almost like have a little green halo around them. They're all right. So we're just adding a little contrast here to this. And I'm looking, whenever I've been green, so where else could I put green? I know I want a little bit of green there and there. That needed some green. And I needed some dark down here at the bottom of this. And the tip. Okay, and what else? And because acrylics dry darker, I may need to lighten up the stem a bit. All right, on that one. All right, so now we're just coming back with some white paint. And just the bottom half of this, third of this water droplet. Okay, see what I did? The bottom part of it, like from 3 o'clock to 9 o'clock.
And if you're only used to digital watches and stuff, you're going to be in trouble.
How's that?
You need an analog watch to understand that.
Oh, that's right.
You know, you think about the kids nowadays, they're going to say, what do you mean? They're going to be clueless.
And they all kind of come down to a point like this. They don't. And these come down like little drops. And we're just saying that on the outside of this, where's our Posca pen? On the outside of this, yeah, let's see. So we've got just tiny little drops coming down like that. That's kind of fun, isn't it? Let's put a drop on the edge of this leaf, right like that. And we're putting little Posca pen is perfect for this. You don't have dots on all everything, just on the top side of the leaf where the water might be hitting it. If you're going to have some circles here, that these will be green. And I mean, you guys, that's fun, isn't it? So this is different. I don't think I've ever painted anything quite this way, John. It's very different, isn't it?
Is it very different from anything we've done in the past? Absolutely.
We haven't done anything quite like this. This is where Posca pens can be very nice. Artesa pens, any kind of pen where you're, needing a bit of an outline.
It's very effective to use a Posca pen on this type of art.
Isn't it?
doing this, yeah.
Kind of see.
You could sit there and do it with a very fine brush, but that'd be very, very tedious. At least it would be to me.
Kind of outlining these water spots on the flower, right? And then there's different kinds of pens and different things you can do, but pens like this. Take a pen and, outline something here like that too. You don't need a lot, right? So I don't feel like we needed. This is a Sharpie, not a fine point Sharpie. I'll have to dry it to make sure it doesn't stain. But, just was looking through the different pens I had. So I'm going to dry this really well and then just do the finishing touches. You may have remembered that we have done some work with ink tint pencils in the past, right? So I'm tempted to use some of those too to see what effect I can get.
Hold on a second.
What?
Let's just pause for a second.
What?
I just got an email from Wanda. Intent not permanent. I'm disappointed in the intense pencils. Attempted to paint the peacock uses pencils and blocks only. After several days, the color still reactivated in water or any liquid is painted on them. Surface is a Protone panel board with acrylic base. Saw a YouTube video suggesting clear gesso application over the intense pencils underpainting, so I gave it a try. The blue paint mixed with the gesso and smudged. Now it is dry to touch, and clear water has no effect on the blue intense. I see no permanence in these pencils after 4 days waiting for them to dry. Any thoughts what I'm doing wrong? They're not drying on acrylic at all. They ride on the surface. If you put them down and you use it, you need to dry them, and then you need to spray them. They really designed for a material or paper. So I thought before we do go into this.
All right, let's not use. We won't use the pencils then. Never mind.
Yeah.
That's all right. I don't want it to just. I don't. I think that I don't know if she has. They also make an ink tint. Ink tints also makes a watercolor pencil. They make watercolor as well as the.
I understand that, but I had the same problem with ours. That the varnish, it did pick them up again. They did not dry. I mean, they were still. Okay. But I think before we start advocating them again, we need to understand how to really use them.
Well, listen, we can take those videos down too if you want to.
Well, I'm not going to worry about that yet, but I think we need to do things about it.
All right, so let's just keep going.
All right, here we go. We're back.
All right, so I just want to do a few more little touches, finishing touches on these water droplets. Just kind of glaze a couple of them back. Some I might do blue, do a little more blue than.
It's looking mighty good though. You really achieve that watercolor effect and a rainy look.
Do you think I did?
Yeah.
I might glaze back just a few of the, drops coming down here. But, and again, you just, generally, Sharpies are not necessarily color fast, so you may want to just use a brush too. All right, so let me just do a couple of things. Where did I put that other palette? I moved it over here. I think I'm awfully close to this, but this dried a little flat on me, up here, and I wanted this to be so much brighter than it was.
That at the top there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There, that's much better, isn't it? Sometimes, you just think you have something, and then when you go to look, you don't. And that's pretty common. Let's just pop some of these up here. Yeah, I'd say that this is very effective in doing, I don't want that dark, but I want a darker line, but not there. Sometimes you need you need a dark something, but you don't necessarily need it outlined. Because I want the center of this to be darker. Yes and yes.
Makes sense to me. Gotta have the contrast.
Yeah. All right, so we got that, and just maybe a little bit of color right there in that one. Because we can do that, yeah? Yeah, you could overdo all the white and the drops and all of that stuff, right? It's really easy to kind of overdo stuff, and which we do not encourage. So, for instance, like around this raindrop, for instance, I could take something light like this and make it show up more there. Maybe I'd want it darker because of the contrast. Let's see when I want it darker. But for the most part, I would say that we have created this out of focus world of color. Wherever there's a dark, there's a light, so maybe I'll come up here like that and give something a little bit, another layer of the dark coming up like that. In our rainy scenario. Yes and yes. I think we've got it, John. I just
Let me take a look at my reference one more
I
time.
think you can just like I say, I think you can overdo it.
Oh, it definitely can overdo it.
And you don't want to do that, but I feel like we've got the good contrast of our flower on a rainy afternoon. And maybe we'll come in here like that and just define that petal more like that. Because you can come in and just kind of reshape something that you've done. And so you learned a little bit about rubbing alcohol today, right? And what that does. And that's perfect, right? So you got that. You got some Posca pens. You learned a little bit of something about those. This is a Artisa paint pen, extra fine point, and I know that works for this. Yeah, that doesn't go anywhere. We might. John suggested we put in this one comes right through here like this. There's another stem, which we can do. Doesn't matter to me. We can put that in.
It seems to be going to the flower behind the main guy.
Okay, so let's just put that in. Now, the problem is that brush has been sitting in water. Let's see if we can make that work. Let me dry it and then paint over it. Because it's a little darker than I want. All right, let's lighten that one up a little bit with our olive green color. Kind of shorten that one up, and then I'm going to put it just to be because I want to break that line up. We'll put a bubble there. Just a little bubble there to just sort of break it up. I want to just kind of narrow this one down a bit too, right here. What I would say, let's see, let's move all our busy paper where we're wiping off the brush. I hope you're doing that, wiping off your brush. So let's get this out of the way. Let's just set it right here. So how did we do with the flowers in the rain?
I think you achieved a watercolor look effect without using absorbent ground quite well.
We did, didn't we? Didn't use absorbent ground. And
Just did acrylics. Pretty classy.
yeah, there we go. And we've got a few little water droplets. And if you want to know how to do other kinds, there, we've also done a video on that, on how to do those. And some of these got a little big on me, but that's all right. Try not that. I wouldn't make those that big. But this is what happens. This is why our videos take like 10 times longer than anybody else's, because I'll see it at the end, and then I'll come back and look.
Make the adjustment. Fix it. I think it's nice to do. I mean, it's nice to know that you can fix. It's not permanent.
There, see, we just needed some of these needed something darker behind them. Yes and yes. There we go. Better, huh? Yes and yes. Better. All right. So there's our fun flower, yeah?
Or Nasturtium.
I feel like see, where's our cad yellow medium? We had some Well, we did.
Got yellow medium?
Well, there's just one little thing I want to do, and it's annoying me. So we're just gonna just all stop and do it. Whoever wants to do it. Here's marigold. Maybe that'll do it. Just not getting the color I want on this yellow. The marigold and white. I want this to be a little lighter. There. That's small stuff, you guys, and I know it's all small stuff, but this was bugging Ginger, and that's not good. Right?
No, it's not good.
Okay, that was bugging me, and now it doesn't. So there we go. Right? Nothing wrong with nothing wrong with nothing wrong with that. There's our nothing wrong with that, John. Make sure that we're dark here. All right, I'm signing it. You're thinking, what's she doing? She's just fiddling. I don't know. The video should have been over like hours ago. We don't know what she's doing. Darling, what is she doing? We don't know. How many more drops of things is she going to put in? Good grief. Okay, so no more.
As you grab the pen and go more.
All right, no.
Hey, we'd like to thank everybody for joining us this evening. If you haven't subscribed yet, take a moment, hit that subscribe button, hit the notifications. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share the video with all your friends and family, even your enemies.
And this is the fun part about painting. This whole collection of flowers, I think, is going to be treasured, and I hope you are painting everyone.
Thanks, everybody. See you next week. Bye.
Step into the vibrant world of the Academy of Fine Art and Acrylic Painting, which is located at paintingwithginger.com, where creativity flows and inspiration soars. Our esteemed institution has long been synonymous with excellence in the arts, providing an unrivaled educational experience for aspiring artists worldwide. With our comprehensive library of online acrylic painting video tutorials, you can now indulge your passion for the arts from the comfort of your own home, connecting with your inner artist at your own pace. We understand that every artist's journey is unique, and that's why we're proud to announce our offering of single lesson purchases for our online acrylic painting video tutorials. This flexible option caters to those who wish to cherry pick specific lessons that resonate with their artistic aspirations. Whether you're looking to master a specific technique, explore a new style, or simply dabble in the world of acrylics, our single lesson purchases empower you to take control of your artistic growth. Each meticulously crafted lesson is available for online streaming, or can be downloaded for offline viewing, allowing you to immerse yourself in the creative process wherever and whenever inspiration strikes. Ginger and John, renowned for their expertise and passion for the craft, will guide you through each lesson, breaking down complex techniques into easily digestible steps. With their wealth of knowledge and infectious enthusiasm, you'll be well on your way to mastering the captivating world of acrylic painting. So why wait? Embark on your artistic journey today with the Academy of Fine Art and Acrylic Painting. Embrace the freedom to explore, create, and grow as an artist, one single lesson at a time. Experience the transformative power of the arts, and watch as your canvas comes alive with your imagination's vivid colors and textures. Head over to paintingwithginger.com and start your journey today.